That's good that you're recording. I can leave early if I want.
There you go. Welcome everyone to the Tuesday, November 12th session of the wallet development and testing. And good. I think we've got everyone here. So welcome, Nut Zipper. And we'll go ahead, Arvind. If you would like, you can go ahead and give us an update on how your front-end development is going.
Okay, wait a minute. I will share my screen. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah. Share desktop. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. It may be a lag time. So no, don't see your screen yet.
Oh, seems something. Let me try it again.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah,
yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yep, I see.
Okay. This weekend, I just finished the balance check function and added the network select function. You can select different nodes, and then when you click dashboard, you will deploy a check balance smart contract to the test net, and then get the deploy ID. After that, you the wallet will save the deploy ID, and after he leaves, he can go back and just send the deploy ID to get the data. So when you just change your page and then return to the dashboard, you will see that the balance will show after the loading state. That's it. But the question is that I didn't have the test wrap, so I didn't show if the function work well. And when I try to make the local R node, I meet some problem about the HTTPS and gRPC traffic. That's it.
Hey, Arvin, I have a question on the Network Connect. Are you connecting to nodes or to other test nets?
I just use the, let me show you the several nodes, 10 nodes. Maybe it can be changed later, but this time I just show this part.
Okay, so those are hard coded. I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because we are still on the testnet part, so maybe when the public net is launched or some other testnet, I will change the. You can change the node type. You can choose maybe only one or two URL will be provided to the testnet or the mainnet or something else, or local host.
Yeah, no, this is cool, and it's Yeah, no, that's fine. And it's good. It's a good demonstration of capabilities. I don't know. Is it actually possible to query out there to find dynamically the different test nets, or do we need to store them in a config file like Arvin has it?
You just want to get the deploy ID?
Well, so for that drop down, right, where it says network connect to, is it possible to dynamically query the internet, let's say, for the different test nets? Or do we have to keep them in a list like you already have it?
When you just change your network, you will reconnect to the.
Sorry, Nat, I don't understand what do you mean by querying the internet for testnets?
Okay.
We should specify.
Yeah. So okay. So that's my question. Like in Ethereum, like if I use a wallet that's connected to an Ethereum network, I get a whole bunch of I can't the company that has all those Ethereum
Insure.
Yeah, and you could query that and get a list, right? Of all the different Ethereum networks that are out there. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you can type in your own URL. I will add an option that you can just choose your own network.
Yeah, no, I'm just like if you connect with Infura, right, or whatever, you could get a list of all the different hosted test networks that are on the Ethereum platform. I just don't know.
But this list, it should be make some research. Yeah, we need to get most of them.
Yeah, it's not a big deal because the way you have it now with that file, right, that config file, we could update that dynamically.
Yeah. I can.
That's cool.
By this time, I just hard write to this part. Maybe later we can have a single file and just read the single files and just make this become a default configure.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Then we can change the configuration, and then refresh your page. You will have different network.
Excellent.
So
okay.
The only thing that we need to distinguish is the network and the nodes in the network. So do you see each of these nodes as a network or as just as a node in one network?
Yeah, just by now they are just different nodes, but because we only have some, I just connect to this test net to test the check balance function, and later if we have different type test nets, we can add this into the configure function.
Yeah,
configure file.
But you know what I'm saying. We need two different notions of a connection, right? The URL is a connection to one node on some network, right? So when you choose a network, you don't choose exactly one node, right? Because you're not care about specific validator. I mean,
yeah,
you
maybe
can definitely choose, but if you are choosing the network, then you have like a test net, you have mainnet, and each of these network can have many nodes.
So I know you mean.
Just you know that you have in mind that you have two different notions of connection.
Yeah. I know that's the first step is that I just list the node in the test net, and the next step is to just when you connect to the test net, the wallet will choose the popular node for you automatically. Is that I think maybe it can be a good way.
Yeah. we don't have what Ned is saying. We don't have this way of discovery, right? If you know one validator, it doesn't mean well, this is not completely true that you can find out of other validators, but
Yeah.
so in a sense we have some kind of way of discovery, but
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely an advanced feature.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
but
it
but
can be.
we need to display all the addresses for all the validators on the mainnet, right?
Yeah.
And from there you should be you must take all of these addresses, and the other thing is because you cannot connect to gRPC directly in the browser from the browser. Now I'm running all of these proxies, so who will run the proxy? That's the question. So I was talking to Rao that maybe we can create directly HTTP endpoint on RNode, so you don't have to run any proxy. So
Yeah.
this is also something
If,
that
if
we should keep in mind.
yeah, if all the information can be transferred by HTTP, the wallet part can be more easy to handle, like the balance check function or the transfer function.
Can you please repeat? I'm not sure that I understand you.
I mean that if by now the whole part, for example, the 10 node was connect by the HTTPS to this URL. And when I would try to connect to the local host, I need to use the both R node and the Evo.
Oh, Envoy proxy, right?
Yeah, proxy to handle the HTTP part.
Yeah.
So maybe if there's some way to just provide the HTTP serve just in the R node.
Yeah. That would be much easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you tried locally running RNode and proxy, and where do you have the problem?
The problem is that I just run the even even in Docker and use your YAML files, and when I try connect the local R node in wallet, it shows that connection was failed, refused.
Do you run? Are you running Docker with Docker Compose or directly with Docker?
I just run it separately. The evil part was binding to the host, and then I just bind the ETH evil to my local evil folder and put the file into in that folder, and then just explore the R node for their one port to the local host. Then it's just show error connection refused.
Yeah, it's not easy to detect where is the problem with connection.
I mean, maybe I just try it this afternoon, so I didn't find out what's the problem. Maybe I need to try it tomorrow again and find out where is the problem.
For what you explained to me seems that maybe you need to enter correct names for your R node in Envoy configuration.
Oh, it should be entered correctly.
Maybe, yeah, but maybe if you have a local host, maybe this is not the right local host. Maybe you need to specify directly the name of the container of your R node. So maybe,
okay, I will try and figure out what's the problem. And I think maybe there can be a part about the test network, test ref part in the function. So we can just check, test the real function.
Arvin, I've sent you 50K test refs on this address you sent me in the Discord.
You mean I just said the oh, okay, I tried. Let me see if there anything. Oh, it didn't show. Maybe there's something wrong. You sent to.
I sent and I just checked balance and it prints that there are 50Ks. I checked this.
Thomas, when I use your web page, it seems I didn't receive the balance.
Yeah, that's the problem. If you are using directly my example, it will not work on testnet because in my example, I'm depending on propose. You know, immediately after I create a deploy, I need to have to be able to propose, and then after that you can read data on deploy. So this is why I'm telling you that you know the best way is to check locally.
Oh, you mean it need be fixed sometime later?
Yeah.
To make the check balance real.
Yeah, and it will also be a little complicated because we need to use WebSockets API to get the information when the block is finalized.
Okay.
That's the thing is missing.
Okay.
So Tomislav, right now check balance with your library won't work if you can propose, force a node to propose. So the call for test balance won't hang until the node propose the block itself.
Yeah. So after the check balance deploy, code to get the data will fail, or it will read 0. You know.
I see.
So this is why I have this deploy ID field to get the data. Because
but if you do this one more time after this deploy included and is on chain, will it still show
then
0?
It will work, but you need to use this deploy ID from the first deploy.
Ah, I see.
So
I see. Is there a way is there a way with the current API to? So you're using listen for data at name to get the balance.
Yeah, and I'm using this endpoint, and I'm sending this to deploy ID, not to unforgeable name.
I see.
Okay.
So I didn't check this, but I think Rafael is using unforgeable name. Right, Rafael?
I will show you my mini wallet a bit later, and you'll see. But now I'm using nothing right now, so I have no way to know the balance.
Okay, so you only see this in standard output.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. We need to have like a good way to extract the data. That's the problem now. And this new API for events, with this API, it only gives us rolling code that we need to parse. So I was talking to Rao, what is the best way to extract the data? Because parsing rolling code is not ideal solution. So it would be great if we can have all of this inside the HTTP and not gRPC and then proxy and then on top of that WebSockets. It's becoming too complicated, right?
Yes. To do such a simple things like check balance, it would be nice to have HTTP.
Yeah, because what we really need is create a deploy and then get the data on some unforgeable name. This is what we want, and we want to be sure that this data is finalized. That's the whole thing.
Yes, but that's strange to need the deploy ID in order to get the balance. For example, if I have a rev address, my friend should be able to check my balance without having deployed anything.
Yeah. So from where is this deploy ID? This deploy ID is created in the balance contract. So this contract to check balance, this contract will write data on this deploy ID. So when you call listen at the data at name, you really want to get this data that is written by check balance contract. So it's just a temporary storage for
Yeah,
the
of
balance.
course. Okay.
But I would rather use unforgeable name to get the data and then read it when it's finalized. So I need to check this.
Okay, Arvin, was there any further updates?
There's I think maybe no other step. I just think that maybe that next week I will work on the transfer function and wait for the check balance to make it work well in the local node, local network.
Okay.
And next week I will demonstrate the local check balance, and maybe if time is enough, I will finish the transfer part.
Okay.
One more thing. Arvin, you said that when you click on the dashboard, right? You automatically deploy the contract. So
and save the deploy ID to the local host, and then when you just return to the page or return to the dashboard, I will use the deploy ID to get data.
So I'm just saying that maybe we don't want to create a deploy for each visit of the dashboard, because you need to pay for each deploy.
Yeah, so I just this part I think maybe the deploy function can just implement in the R node. So they user that use what you don't need to pay for the check balance function.
Well, but you need to pay because you need to create a new deploy.
But what the deploy should I think that this function maybe can be implied in the R node.
But you know, in this deploy is the address that you want to check the balance. So each time
Yeah, but
you need to
you
check the
need to
balance.
pay for the check balance function. Maybe it's not a good design.
Well, each interaction with the network, when when you interact with the network, you need to create a deploy, and each deploy you need to pay.
But
So,
maybe we should make some interaction with no price, like check balance.
well, if there is any way that you can do something to the network without paying, this is a way of to create attack on the network. So
No,
we need
no.
to have this.
I think he says that just the same thing as me, but yes, right now we have to do just one deploy, and then we can check the balance in an infinite times, right?
Yeah. In the code,
don't-
But
let me show you.
how can you make sure that this balance didn't change since that deploy?
Yeah. After the first deploy, I will save the balance check balance function. Let me show.
This is what I don't understand. Do we have to redeploy when we want to recheck the balance?
Yes, if we want to check the reliable balance that is on chain,
Okay.
we need to get into the POS, into the Revolut contract. But
You mean when you your balance change, we need to redeploy another contact to get the real balance, or just
yes.
we can use the previous contact to get the data.
No, you should deploy new code each time you want to know the real balance at the moment.
But
So
hold
different.
on. Can I ask a
different
question on that?
deploy.
Can I ask a question? Because if you do that, then you have to pay to get the balance. If you deploy a
I think
contract,
maybe it's not a good design for user, because you need to pay to know how much you own. When you
Yeah.
have no balance, you even can't make this.
yeah,
Well, I guess so.
so there's supposed to be a way to read only, right, without having to deploy a contract. This is part of one of the features, one of the critical features. We can't, we should talk to Greg and Rao, because we cannot be charging people just to check their balance. And so there's definitely a way to do this. I don't know it off the top of my head, but there is definitely a way to check the balance without having to deploy and pay for a contract.
Cool.
Yeah, we should definitely see if this is possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I could check with Rao, because we've had this discussion for like over a year now, that we have to have an explorer that is able to get read only. Yeah.
Rev extraction, yes.
Yeah.
But it could be very cool to have those informations as soon as possible, because we are we could avoid wasting time on developing code on temporary solutions.
Yeah, no, I get that. So hold on a second. If you spin up a node in read-only mode, right? So you're not joining the network as a validator. You're just, when you run your rnode command line, you're doing it in read-only mode, and then you can explore the blockchain as much as you want without having to pay to execute a smart contract.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
the whole other part about the explorer that make this function, either scan the IO, point IO.
Okay. Let me, after this, I'll reach out to Rao and Chris, and I'll get some clarification on this.
cool.
And Ned, can you put any feedback in the wallet channel on Discord?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you. Okay. And is NetZipper still with us? No. Arvin, so I kind of lost track there of the conversation regarding the test rev. So NetZipper issued test rev to you. Did you have everything that you need, or was there still? Did you still have questions?
In this part, I think there'll be no question, but maybe we can talk about the faucets about the testnet, test wrap. It is because, for example, how do we make the test wrap faucet?
you mean how the first revs are created? Is this your question?
Yeah, I mean that how we issue the test wrap, the method we use
so
give
on your local network, when you're starting the first standalone node, node will, because you don't have Genesis created, node will look at the wallet txt file, and all of these addresses with the balances will be created from this file in the newly created network. So
you mean
if you,
the R node? Let me see. I need to check the R node Genesis and the wallet text file.
yes, in folder Genesis is wallet txt file.
Okay.
From
So
that file,
I just type in my public key and the balance, and then restart the R node. It can be have this balance.
yes, but not only restart. You must start from the clean node without any existing
Okay, I
data.
know.
That's okay. And the format is not public key, but Ethereum address.
Besides the public key, I need what else?
You don't need public key, but Ethereum address created from this public key.
Okay.
It is
And
not
so
a rev.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Rafael, you wanted to say something?
It is not, yes, it is not rev address in the wallet.txt file. It is ETH address, Ethereum address.
Yeah.
But with RChain Web, you should be able to get your Ethereum address. With
It's rev address or the Ether address or
Ether. Yes.
Ether address.
Yes.
Okay.
Because test rev is still Ethereum based and ERC20, is that? Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
It could be directly public key or rev address, but I think the reason Ethereum address is there because the wallet state file will be filled with all the Ethereum addresses that hold rocks. So it's directly Ethereum address. But you can easily create Ethereum address from public key, and you can create rev address from Ethereum address. So
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's it.
But you need to enter Ethereum address in wallets file because it will not work. If you have something else.
Test rev is not in the ERC20 token. Okay.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay. And Arvin,
If you have, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Steve. If Arvin, if you have any question, you can ask in wallet channel, and we will try to.
Yeah. If I miss some question can't figure out, I will ask in the wallet channel right away.
Okay, good.
And if you have Docker Compose, you can use my example to just start.
Okay.
And
I will try your Docker Compose files.
And then you can maybe this is the way that you can easily create your own configuration, because I created compose file and everything. You just need to start it, and you will have it.
Okay. I will figure it later. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Thanks, Arvin.
So one question I had was, so with the web version of My RChain Wallet, so this will be able to work on multiple platforms, whether someone has a Mac, a PC, or a Linux. Since it's web-based, it doesn't matter what type of computer they have. Anyone will be able to connect and work with the wallet. Does that sound correct?
Yes, I guess yes.
Okay. And then do we sometime in the future see it working on a mobile version of My RChain Wallet, or the wallet in the mobile wallet in the future? Does that?
I think because I just developed the MIW in React framework, so it be more easy to translate it into React native, and that framework is suitable for the mobile version. And maybe after I finish the web version, I will work on the mobile version, and most components like this part or this part or the login and the management, the whole logic about the model and the encrypt and decrypt part can be used again in the mobile version.
Great.
Okay, good. So you'll be able to use a lot of your work that you've already created.
Yeah. That's the power of the React and the React Native. They are the same.
Okay, well, good. That's good to know. Okay, so that's all the questions that I have. I guess so. We're getting closer. So as far as getting the wallet completed, do you think maybe another month or more than a month, or how do we? When do we think we'll be getting feature complete with the wallet?
This part about check balance and transfer function, maybe I think 1 month can be finished if I just figure out how to make the local R node. And then the base function about this wallet can be done. About the transaction or the token, I think maybe is another, for example, version 2 or
Yes,
something else can be done after the mainnet launched.
Okay.
but
So
maybe
after that, maybe I can try make the mobile version.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're g- you're going to be a busy person. So, yeah, so as we get closer, you can decide whether to, how to dedicate the time to work on a mobile version or work on version 2.0 of My RChain Wallet, or maybe a combination of both, depending
Yeah.
on, okay. So lots of things.
Actually, this part can be suitable for the mobile
Okay.
and do it. Then, for example, the iPad version is it this and all the iPhone 10 version.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, or this part maybe I didn't figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Oh, iPhone 5, something wrong. And the 6 or 7 or 8 plus,
Mm-hmm.
you can just check it. So
Okay.
actually, you can use it in your mobile. Just open your Chrome or Firefox, type in your website, My RChain Wallet, and
Oh,
then the same way you use in the website, in the
well,
desktop.
okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So it'll be I guess what they refer to as a progressive web app working
Yeah.
within the browser. Okay.
Yeah, and you can just save it to your screen, and actually it will work well like the native app.
Yeah, and what we might do is when we so after we get the web wallet created, and then you're happy with a mobile version of the progressive web app, maybe we'll create a video for everyone to learn how to send the wallet icon to their screen on their iPhone or iPad, sort of a
Yeah,
tutorial or instructional video. That'd be helpful. So
yeah,
things to
that's
consider.
it.
Okay. Good. Anything else, Arvin? You're doing great work. Okay. And then, Raphael, did you have, I think you mentioned earlier that you had something you wanted to bring up?
Yes, so I developed so this is not a project to compete with my RChain wallet because it's a mini wallet. The goal is to have a very simple interface to send revs on currently on testnet, but we could use it for mainnet when it's launched. So I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Share.
So,
Oh yes.
there we go.
Share. Okay. So we were to the last week with Thomas for the DAPI, the first DAPI developer lesson. So this is DAPI browser. Lots of people have already seen it. So right now it is connected with my local R node. And here I have multiple tabs. So the idea previously with Arvin, there was a discussion about the endpoints and all that stuff. The thing is, within a DAPI web application, the developer does not manage the browser.
Rafael, you're breaking up.
Yeah, Raphael, you're.
A big thing.
Yeah, Raphael, there's a little bit of lag with your connection.
Do you
Maybe now it's okay. I see your
Is
screen.
it okay?
Yeah, now you're clear.
Now, yeah.
Okay. So I'll be quick. So this is so yes, I wanted to show the accounts at first. So in DAPI, you can register multiple accounts with your private and public keys. The private key is not displayed by default. So within an application, so when I hit the tab, I am inside the DAPI web application, and it requires an identification. So I must provide my password. I will do it. And this is done this is inside the DAPI. It is not inside the web application. So the web application does not know my password and does not know my private key. It will just know that I successfully identified for a given public key. So when I hit OK, the web application knows that I identified for this public key. So it can display the rev address. And right now we are inside the interface. And so as I said, there is no balance displayed because I'm waiting for input from Ned and to see what's going on with the check balance. Nothing is but 10 revs to myself. Output console. So send revs. So same as before, there is a pop-up. So the web application does a payment request. The pop-up shows, and I must enter my password again. So this is also a transaction that will occur. Okay, and I hit send, and it should work just fine. Okay, finished transfer. Result was 2-0. So it means the transfer went on and was accepted by Arnon. So that's great. So that's all. The goal for this web application is to be available by default in the next release of DAPI, which will be 2.0.6 or 0.2.6. So that's it.
Hey, Raphael, that's great. Is there a public version yet of DAPI that we could go look at?
There is the 0.25 that you can install on any Windows or Ubuntu operating system. And it is on the website, dapi.tech. The code for mini wallet here is on GitHub. And you can get the software on dapi.tech and start playing with it. Some other DAPI dev meeting to learn some basic stuff.
Cool. Thank you.
So it's all on DAPI. You can install it.
Okay. Looking good.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Raphael. That was good.
This is also a good example to and My RChain Wallet and Raphael's wallet are in a sense without server, right? Because DAPI is using RChain to store the wallet code, And My RChain Wallet is also can be used as just as a file, you know, without server, and just communicating with RChain network. So
Yes.
both of these solutions are serverless in a sense.
Right.
That's nice.
Okay, so I kind of lost my UX, so I can't quit the sharing. Yes, stop share. Okay. Great.
Okay. So, well, so good. So later on today, we have the DApp developer working group. That's later on today. And then after that, Raphael, did you, so I uploaded the DAPI developer user group session from last week. So that's now up on YouTube. And I published posted the link in Discord, RChain Discord. Is the DAPI developer user group something you wanted to have ongoing on a weekly basis or just periodically? What were your thoughts?
No, I think I have nothing prepared for today.
Okay.
As I said to Ned, I will release the next version of DAPI that includes the request payment capabilities and other stuff. Hopefully, it will be 100% connected to testnet, so we will be able to transfer revs on the testnet and distribute web applications through RChain official testnet. But I guess it will be okay for next Tuesday.
So, hey, Raphael, do you have a date when you think the next version of DAPI will be ready?
Yeah, I think for Thursday or Friday, I will release it.
Oh, cool.
Because it's quite ready. The remaining problem is that I have no Macintosh, so I cannot compile for Macintosh. But for Windows and Ubuntu, it will be fine.
Rafael, you can maybe check GitHub Actions to compile on a Mac, even with the free version, because there is they have some kind of actions that already work with macOS. So, you know, maybe you can you can use this to compile it.
Okay, I will check it.
Okay. So depending on how the progress goes with the new version of DAPI, I guess we'll tentatively work on having scheduling the next DAPI developer user group for Tuesday, November 19th. So we'll be in touch with how things are going there. Okay. And very good. I don't have a particular agenda for later on today for the DApp developer working group. It'll be just basically be based on who arrives and what topics they want to discuss. So okay, good. Well, for the wallet development and testing today, did anyone have any other final thoughts or comments? Okay, so I'll post this session on YouTube here today, so make it available to the community. So very good. Well, thank you, everybody. It's looking great. Everyone's pushing the project ahead, and thank you, Arvin, for all your effort on the front end. We appreciate that. So.
Exactly.
All right. Well, have a good day, everyone. So
Yeah.
we'll
I think this is,
go ahead, Jim.
very interesting. I mean, Rao was looking at, how is DAPI in relation to RCAT as an application framework? And I'm wondering how that compares with the framework that Thomas Love is setting up. I think it's our job as the DApp developer group to kind of, catalog our application development mechanisms here, so that we ourselves understood where we should use it. I mean, DAPI seems wonderful. I think we should probably, we should showcase it at the debrief on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and I already asked Rafael if we can do this similar kind of demo, right? Because we can transfer from my RChain wallet to Rafael's mini wallet, and we can see how you can use different wallets and everything will work.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
Also, and also, Jim, you said something that is I think important. There are similarities, right? Because in DAPI there is some kind of accounts, right? When you store your private keys, and the similar thing is in my RChain wallet. So this kind of account manipulation or manager or this can be extracted and we can create maybe some kind of library for anyone else that can be like tested, safe, and because we don't want to create for everyone to think about how to store private keys and what is the good way or so I would like to in this demo to hear Rafael and Arvin how they have what approach they have in their implementation.
Yeah. Well,
we can see different kinds.
couldn't you deploy your stuff on DAPI as a basic framework for people to use? Just to,
What is your stuff? What do you mean by your stuff?
The signing of messages. I didn't see the whole demo today. I've been in and out, but I'm not sure how you handle storing the private key. And I guess that's what I was suggesting was that Promise Love might set up a template for how somebody should keep the private key only in encrypted form in the browser data area.
Yeah, and we can discuss this like in different ways. What can we do? We can use local storage, IndexedDB, and yeah, we can exchange like experience and ideas. And yeah, and in DAPI we can store my RChain wallet, right? Because my RChain wallet is a HTML with JavaScript, so we can store it on the DAPI. But there are some details. If we just use directly and store compiled my RChain wallet, maybe it's too big. So Rafael have a way to specify which libraries do you use. So you can embed these libraries inside the DAPI and use without recompiling and packaging in your application. So there is like interesting ways we can use RChain and DAPI and combination.
I think that's awesome. I mean, just to prove the utility of it, distribute the wallet as a DAPI app. It's just beautiful.
Yep. I don't see why not. We can have my RChain wallet on GitHub, but also in the DAPI.
Yes, of course, we could have on both platforms, Legacy Web and DAPI. And the thing is with DAPI, we would have all the network stuff could be just taken out of the code base because the web app developer does not handle it anymore. So yes, there would be just some basic changes done on DAPI.
Okay.
So, the main thing we need, in order for RChain to really turn around is application, some really cool applications running out, really great applications, and they don't know exactly what we're doing. But what I would suggest is that we think about considering all the major applications that we want to see on our chain, and maybe generating tokens for some of them, so that people who want to buy the app can get a token for the app. Okay.
Yep. Because the API is not a application; it's just a framework for application distributions and exploitation for users. It's kind of like the iOS store. It's the
Right.
same thing.
But
So-
so the tokens would be to pre-purchase DAPI apps that don't exist yet. Okay, this is how we can maybe fund the development of some of these apps.
Yeah, it could be great to have some mini, crypto kitties or stuff like that.
Well, I want to get my liquid democracy stuff live at the platform cooperative conference. Everyone I was told about it, they thought it was awesome. Okay, now everybody has their own ideas on liquid democracy, and not everyone may agree with my, technique, but the positive. I would like to get it running, and I'm retired. I don't want to do it myself.
Jim, you just help us create API, and then we can create different templates or UIs. Right?
Yeah, I did the contracts in Rolang already. It works.
Okay.
Now
we can start from there.
I should use, I use Discord names in places where I should use the public keys or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the basic stuff works. So the model's there. So I guess I'm thinking not only of my app, but of your app and everybody's app.
Yeah.
We're going to get these up and developed. My hope was that people would want to learn Rolang and they would participate in work studies, but it hasn't worked out.
Well, maybe not at the beginning, right? But because now we have a real problem to get the data from the RChain, right? So we need to solve this to go to the next step. This is like really.
Well, I mean, we can still put up, we can still finish the prototypes, to a certain, to a point where they're useful.
Okay. Now, someone mentioned about Raphael presenting DAPI at the community debriefing, and that's tomorrow. Was that the thought of presenting for tomorrow or a week from tomorrow?
Yeah, I mentioned that, but yeah, we cannot do this tomorrow, right? We don't have all of this working, so.
Okay.
Definitely not tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Next week.
So we'll touch base maybe so on Tuesday, see where everything's at, and then maybe a week from some Wednesday coming up, possibly. So let's see, that would be Wednesday the 20th. Okay. Raphael, how do you feel about that? Perhaps maybe doing a live demonstration of DAPI during the
yes, I can do a general presentation of the project, and then we can do a live demo for the wallet, for the ref transfers with Tomislav.
Okay.
The only thing I won't be able to present is I think the balance displayed on the wallet, because I won't have time to play with this API, but the wallet can send revs.
But maybe until then we will have the whole solution, so you can just easily.
That could be nice, yes.
Okay.
So is there anything we can demo tomorrow? I mean, we should demo something every week.
I can make a basic presentation of DAPI and some some basic web applications like Hello World or stuff like that. Or even I have a switch button application that just turns the light from on to off. So maybe I can demo it and explain how it allows developers to have some safe environment to deploy web applications.
I
All
think
right.
that would be
So I
wonderful.
can, so I have a meeting at 2:00 where we discuss what's on the agenda for the meeting tomorrow, and I will suggest, Raphael, that we do a DAPI demo tomorrow during the community debrief, and then I will let you know what the decision is.
Okay, great.
But it won't be till later this afternoon. Our meeting's not till 2:00.
Okay, you just keep me informed, and or we can do it next week. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Call it
So, yeah, I'll let you know.
DAPI, maybe call it a DAPI intro.
Yeah, the DAPI intro, and then the following week, like
DAPI demo.
like a release version or something. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
cool. All right, yeah, I'll get back to you.
All right. Very good. Anything else, anyone? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. So we'll be back here next week talking more about the wallet. So have a great week, everybody. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Yep.
Bye.
All right.
See you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.